There's a certain kind of session that I come back to when I'm feeling stiff, scattered, and low on energy. One that doesn't just make me sweat, but brings me back into my body. This 20-minute flow builds available strength, mobility, and energy. So if you're feeling disconnected from your training or your body, this session might be the shift you need. And if you want more short, energizing sessions just like this one, the Daily Charge program is completely free inside the smoov app. 7 days of movement designed to help you feel strong, mobile, and connected again. You can start today using the link below. But before you do that, let's move. We're going to work through 6 movements, 1 minute of work followed by 30 seconds of rest. When you're resting, I want you moving something simple like a bounce, either hopping or keeping the feet on the ground. Also, feel free to do whatever you want to do. Breathe and keep it moving. We're going to start out with the arm swing. So feet about shoulder width apart, a little break at the hips, eyes in front of you. Swinging those arms up on the inhale, reaching through the elbow, and then throwing down on the exhale. Finding a nice rhythm, arriving in your body, grounding through those feet, coming up through the ankles and the knees, heavy through the pelvis, tall and expansive through the spine and the rib cage. And then as you start to open up with your breath, your body gets a little bit more heat, reaching up through those elbows and then throwing those hands down like you just washed your hands and there's no paper towels. Okay, awesome. So shaking it out, taking some deep breaths, bringing a smile to your face. Get a little bounce. Build that heat over the next 15 or so minutes. And I'm going to show you the next move. We got about 10 seconds before we get started. I'm chopping those hips back. You guessed it, that hinge to monkey rock, a smoov staple if you're familiar. So hinging back, rolling through those hands, pouring weight through those hands, tapping the knees to the ground if that's available to you. And waking up through those feet, making that connection back through the hips. Big butt. Feel the stretching back here. Rocking forward. This skill of getting down to the ground, getting back up from the ground, it's sneaky fatiguing and also at the same time pretty energizing. So anytime we can incorporate changing levels in our practice, I find, it's a great bang for buck. Waking up, connecting through the entire body. Keep it rolling for a few more seconds. Okay, so standing up before we get down to the ground again. So we're going to take it into the kneeling rocking push-up. Now, this I want you to treat as more of a mobility exercise because you can decrease the load, but really feel the movement. So pulling back through the hips, big butt, pulling yourself forward into the push-up, pressing back. Let's get to work. Feeling that push and pull action. So as you're coming down to the ground, you're pulling. And then as you're pressing up, of course you're pressing. Then pulling back through the hips. Then pressing forward through the legs into the push-up. So connecting the entire body. Making sure we're not losing pressure in the front side of the body and skipping out on that stretch through the chest and the shoulders. Solid, expansive torso. All right, coming back, You can hit Seiza, do this with me. Just some heart openers, getting some stretch going. And the next thing we're gonna do, dropping all the way down to the ground. So I'm gonna keep my feet planted on the ground to start, and then I'm going to extend a little bit through my heart. I'm not trying to crank my lower back, I'm trying to feel expansion. I then lift those arms up with thumbs up, and I'm holding this position. Breathing into the torso. Again, I want to feel tone in the back line of the body, like we're just opening up. So this is perfect. Again, we're not rushing it, but perfect for coming out of that rounded sitting or desk posture. And if you notice any tension coming into your neck, see if you can reach through the fingertips, but simultaneously pull the arm back into the torso. So we'll feel those shoulder blades really support the arms overhead. If you want to lift those feet up for a little more challenge, go for it. Breathing, making those small adjustments as needed. Okay. Coming up out of that. Let's stand up. A little bounce. Okay. So keep catching your breath. I'm going to go into the knee through. So cat position, elevate the knees off the ground. You can pull the hips a little higher if you need to. Pivot through this foot, bring the knee through, and sit down. Let's get to work. Picking up, pivot back through center, and then sit down. So one of the things I really like about this movement is, well, when I'm just chilling on the ground, right, I want to be, I don't want to say fully active, but having some nice support through the posture, right? So I could just be hanging out on the ground in this cowboy, this figure four, and just continuing to open up through my posture, open up through the hips as well. So this one's always available. You see me hitting this little roll variation. We'll do that in another video, a little more detail. Whew. Stand it up and shake it out. And we got one more bonus move here, tying it all together with the cat crawl. So I've really been liking this cue, and my clients have been liking it too. So I think you will too. So instead of staying super low off the ground with the knees, pulling the hips a little higher, look at how long my spine is. And then I have a lot more support through the back line of my body. So I'm crawling, reverse it, staying back in the hips. So if you have any lower back or knee pain, discomfort, instability in crawls, hit this variation. I imagine you're going to feel a lot more stable. And the other thing is a lot more space in your spine. Driving through the ground, breathing. Anytime you're feeling a little bit more fatigue, zone in, tune in, breathe, connect. All right. So round one in the books. We're going to go through it again with a few different variations. What am I doing? All right. So we're going to go arm swing, alternating this time. I like a little break in the hips so I can feel grounded through my hips. I'm going to swing one arm up, back arm, palm up, and then we switch through the swivel. Eyes on the horizon. So what you'll notice is kind of reaching in front of my opposite shoulder, and the torso is rotating. I'm feeling that as I ground through my feet, and I might even be feeling this up around my neck and collarbone because my head's staying still, but my torso is rotating. So continue to stay centered, but also reaching through the swing. And if you want to add a little more rotation, you can always look from side to side or look back at that hand for more rotation. So a couple options. If you get a little dizzy, whatever, just ground yourself by looking right in front of you. Okay, so for this getup, I'm gonna get right into it. So we got a little more time. If you wanna go with me, go for it. I'm gonna hinge back through the hips, one hand down, enough space so I can then pivot, sit through all the way, and then I'm gonna pull my hips back as I pivot and then stand tall. Hand comes down, kick through, pull the hips back, pivot, and stand tall. So let's get to work. Again, working on this active leisure, right? This position, chilling at the beach, on the grass, on the lawn at a music venue, right? You're building that ability to just chill. And here's one more thing. We'll add it. I wasn't planning on it, but let's do it. So hand comes down, kick through, switch leg and arm, stand up, facing 180, right? Hand comes down, kick through, switch, stand up. Switch arm and leg, stand up. Continue to find those hips on the way up. It's a lot on the upper body. Oh, I beat the clock. A lot on the upper body if we're just relying on that push off. Load through the lower body to support the upper body. It's going to be vice versa all the time with this movement. All right, so push up. You can keep your knees on the ground, or you can find that position we found in the cat a little bit higher, load those hips, press back, and then pull yourself into the push-up. So totally fine to do this one on the knees, and at any point you get tired, you can drop down to the knees, but continue to load through those hips, drive through the hands, and then reverse it. Connecting through the movement. Okay, guess who's dropping down to their knees? Me. I'm doing it. It's okay for you to do it too. Whole point of this is to stay moving, move that energy. So, not trying to break any records today. Sheesh. Okay. So, I'll be on the ground. Feel free to stand it up. Wiggle it out. We're going to go back into the skydiver. This time, you're going to either keep the feet on the ground or lift them, up to you. Extend through the heart, reaching on one side, and then pulling on the other. So we're going to feel a little side bend through the core, through the torso. And then reaching through that shoulder. Pulling through that shoulder, or more so elbow back. Palm up as you pull, palm down as you reach. Again, if you want to decrease the stability, might be a little bit more challenging, but it can be a good way to progress this movement. If you feel any pinching at the lower back, just come down a little bit. You're still in the back line of the body. You still feel the tone there. You don't need all that range. You want to think full backline activation. Woo! Starting to get pumped up. 2 more moves. We got the side kick through. I mean, tough to beat this one. Such a money movement. Let's go through some of the basics. So I'm in that cat position. I'm gonna pivot that foot. Other knee comes under. I can either kick through the heel or point the toe, pulling back through the elbow, and then switching sides. Big key is to feel the stability through the planted limbs, and then the movement and the length through the torso as you reach through the limb and reach through the limb. So notice you can get a little more rotation through the heart. That's what you're really rotating through, not so much just how far can I reach my limbs back. Keep rolling, breathing. Every time that hand comes down to the ground, boom, connecting so I can feel active rotation and movement. Sprinkling in a few through the heel. Woo! All right. And then last move, we've got that cat crawl. And I'm gonna give you an option. If you wanna stay with the hips high, load the backside, do it. If you're feeling strong there, stay, find the hips, and then drop those knees, continuing to stay in the hips. Crawling and breathing. Notice how every time you place or make contact with the ground, it's an opportunity to feel that into your core. So breathe into that, embrace it, and build that stability with each step. At any point, right, you need to switch back, go a little bit more hip, do it. You want to challenge yourself through quad and knee, lower down. Okay, there we go. It's a little over 15 minutes. I'm feeling pumped up, breathing, sweating. Feel connected. Let's embrace that connection, widening out the stance, finding a horse stance, sinking down a little low. Hands right here. I'm gonna come up above the head and then sprinkling that relaxation down through the body. So inhale up. You don't have to do the jazz fingers or the sprinkle fingers. But if it makes you smile, then maybe it's something to do. As you come through here, notice the softening as you sink down. Stay rooted, grounded through those feet. Drive through. Sink down. Ascend. Ground. Tapering down on the intensity, but hold that level of connection. Let's go 3 more breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Feet underneath you, finding that pulse, wiggling out your body, whatever feels natural for you right now. If you're feeling energized from this workout, make sure you subscribe to the channel and check out the Daily Charge program, 7 days of movement to support you in feeling stronger, more mobile, and more energized in your days. You can find a link to that in the description below. And if you want a breakdown on the 3-step process that I took myself through to rebuild my body through movements just like these, watch this video right here.